Hello guys, welcome to javaisawesome, and in this video we are going to talk about Java 7 features. So as of now we have discussed what is the Java 5, Java 6 and what are the features are added in that JDK version. Okay, now we can discuss the Java 7, and that is also somehow important. Okay, so we have to understand like what are the features, what are the new improvement, and what are the new things come up with the Java developers. Okay, and what are the things he added in the Java JDK 7. Okay, let's start now. So basically if you see here, Java 7 also known as a Java SC7, okay, standard edition. SC means what? Standard edition. So it is a version of the Java programming language, okay, that was released by the Oracle corporations in July 28, 2011. So our Java 7 is released in the 2011. It introduced several new features and enhancement compared to its predecessors Java 6. Okay, predecessors Java 6. So whatever the compared to Java 6, he released some more features. Okay, and it's very important basically. So here are some of the notable features like a string in switch. So a string in switch means whenever we create a string, that time we are not giving the string value. While creating a switch, we are not giving the string value, but now it's supported after Java 7. That is the one feature added. Next is binary literals and underscore. So when writing any numbers, we are giving underscore in the middle of the number. So that is also possible after Java 7. Try with resources, we can close our object inside the try parenthesis only. Diamond operator, which is generic, I'm saying. Okay, so it's also come in the Java 7. Improved exception handling, some of the exception handling it's improved. Fork and join framework for the multi-threading, he came up with this. Automatic resource management in the try statement. This is the, I think, JDBC. Okay, let's go forward and understand one by one. So let's take the one which is a string in switch. So what is the basically a string in switch? The string in switch means feature was introduced in the Java 7, allowing developer to use a string object in the switch statement. Prior to Java 7, the switch statement could only be used with the primitive types like int, char and enumerated types. Okay, so basically here is the some example you can see. This is the string day of week, which is Monday, and here is the syntax of the switch parenthesis. So here we can able to pass the string. Before Java 7 we are not passing here a string value, but after Java 7 or maybe Java 7 only it's come up. So since Java onwards we can put here day of week is nothing but string value, and in the case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, like that you can give multiple case, and also you can define the string value inside the case also. So case Monday, case Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and default. Okay, so this is the things we have come up with the string in the switch, and that is very important also. Okay, that is the one of the enhancement you can say, because already previously supporting the integer value, double value, and some of the boolean character value, but switch will not support the string value previously. But in Java 7 he come up with that, and now it will support for the string also. Let's go to the another feature, binary literals and underscore in the numeric literals. So it means that Java 7 added a support of the library literals, allowing you to specify the integral value using the binary number system. For example, 0b. So if you are writing any integer value, you can specify 0b and you can write 1010. It means 10. So this is the binary numbers it will consider. It is also introduced the ability to use a underscore in the numerics literal for the improve the readability. So you can write like that also value 1 underscore 000 underscore 000. Okay, that is also possible to write after or with the like Java 7. Okay, so that is the things also come up in that only. Two types of the binary literals and underscore. Okay, binary two types. There are the two types. One is binary literals and one is underscore in the numeric literals it will get. Okay, understood. Now you can see what is the binary literals. So binary literals is basically like if you declare any variable which is integer type, and in the last, if you starting value you can give 0, okay, 0 or b. So we can consider this 0 and b is nothing but binary value. So after that, whatever the value you have written, that will consider as a binary number, and those binary number will automatically convert and it will store as a value of 10. Because if you find out like 2, 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay, so 8 is on and 2 is on, so 8 and 2 if you add it will become 10 value only. Okay, if you print the output it will bring 10. Why? Because you have put it the value as an integer, but it will come for it will convert into the decimal numbers, and decimal numbers is nothing but whatever the data types we have, based on that it will convert it. Okay, you can give a small b or you can give capital B also, that is possible, no issue in that. Okay guys, good. Underscore, if you are writing something like in the underscore in the numerics literal, so right now in the JDK 7, 8, 9, 10 you can write like that also. Int million equal to 1 underscore 000 comma 000, long credit card number equal to 1 2 3 4, like that you can write. Okay, so do one thing, let me take the example like it's working in the Java 17 or not. Okay, so I have installed the Java 17. Let me check quickly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one class, okay, in the multi-thread only, and I will there's no package, so let me give com dot basic and something test I have to do. So let's take first switch. So I have written main. Inside the main I'm going to take one string s equal to something a. Okay, and here I will write one switch case. So this is the switch, you can see, and here I will pass key as a s. Yeah, it's supporting, and here I will write a, and here I will print something s out. Hello dear. Hello dear. That's it. So that is a simple program. So I have written like that is like I have to test it, like a string value is supporting inside the switch or not, and we are able to give for the cases or not a string value. That's it. If it is one, fine, you can say it's supporting. Okay, let me run. So if you see it's printing the hello dear, but also exception is happen, I don't know why. Okay, exception why happen is like we have not put it the break statement. So let me write a break once, and now if you run, your error will remove. Okay, so this is the code. It's simple code only, not a big code. Okay, but you understood, like, okay, we are using the switch right now. Now also we have discussed like how to represent a binary number. So let me take one example and give the one variable called b, and I am going to write 0b 1010. So it's representing like a binary numbers. Let me print this number. Okay, if I print this number, it will print what? Just guess guys, what we are going to print with that. So it's printed 10. Why? Because I have already explained you, like this first 2 digit is representing what? Binary numbers, and remaining digit we have which is representing the binary value. Okay, and 1010, it means what is the series of our binary numbers. So if you know the series, like it will start with like that 1, okay, 2, 4, 8, 16. So if you put here, so 0 it means off, so we can't add 1. 1 it means 2, we have to add the 2. So 2, 0 means 4, we don't want to add it. Okay, like that you can understand. Like that you can understood guys. Okay, so 1 means 8 and 1 means 2. So 8 and 2 it will add and it will become 10. So it will print the 10 value. Okay, but this one is only representing the binary value. You can give 0b, you can give capital B also, no issue. So this is only possible in Java 7 onwards. You can't do these things into the Java 6 or Java 5. But developer will come up with that also, and that is very important because whenever you know the binary numbers and you want to convert it into the decimal, that time we are facing some issues. So directly you can write like that. So developer don't want to put lots of the effort in that. Okay, automatically it will convert binary to the decimal. Okay guys, understood? Understood. Let me take one integral value like int, and I want to write my mobile numbers, and my mobile numbers is like almost 10 digits. So I will write like that. So this is my mobile numbers, for example, and I want to give the underscore. So after every 3 digit you can give the underscore. The literals of the type is out of range. Okay, it means you say like it's a very big literals. Okay, so you can't represent the something value like more than that. So it's also having some limit. So if you give that much, it will not accept it. If you remove some of the value, then only it will accept it. So this is the underscore value. You can give, no issue in that also. So like if you go to the some of the US and some of other country, they are representing the value with the underscore, but in the India we are writing something like that. Okay, anything we can write it, but if you go to the some other country, they will specify the mobile numbers with the underscore, hyphen. There is lots of the things they have. Okay, so and if you print it, it will print something 74155222900. That is the correct value only, but you can specify for able to see this value. We can look like that. Okay, and that is very nice. It will support it. Okay, so Java is really very awesome. It's a very awesome programming language, and right now it will support anything. So that you can say like Java is very popular programming language, and it's not in the one country. Entire country, entire world will using this Java language for writing and developing the like websites and application, whatever. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so I hope guys you understood what is the features and what exactly it. Okay, let's go to the forward, and not for the int only, you can do for the long, double, float also. That is also possible. Okay, don't think like we are doing for int only, so it will support for int only. You can write for the double also, float also. That is also support. But only things is, if you are writing a float, you have to write in the last f. If you are writing a long, you have to write last l. That is the symbol you have to give. We have already discussed about that, so no need to explain again. Okay, let's go forward. What is the try with resources? That is also very important features, guys. Okay, try with resources is also very important features. So basically, try with resources is a feature introduced in the Java 7 that is simplify the handling of resources that need to be closed after use. So for example, we have deal with the file system, we have file handling. So that time while creating some of the connections with the file, we have to close those connections. Like if you created something like file output stream, file input stream connections, and if you not close it, so whatever the streams we have already opened, so those it will not close. So because of that, your system will go down and lots of the connections will be open unnecessary. So that is not a good practice of the code. So every time you have to think like, okay, if my whatever the requirements I have done, then definitely I have to close my connections. This is the same things we are doing with the JDBC also, Java database connectivity. So while learning a JDBC, we can talk about it more, like how we are closing the connections in the finally block and how we are doing the work with this. Okay guys, so that is also very important. So before the introduction of the try with the resources, developer have to explicitly close the resources using the finally block, which could be error prone. Error prone means without error, and lead to be ensure leaks. If not handled correctly with the try with resources, you can declare and initialize resources within the try statements, and the Java runtime automatically close them when we are not longer needed. So this is the things we have to write basically. For example, we have one of the related one classes called resource type, resource 1 equal to new resource type 1. Okay, and we have created object for the resource type, and we are writing this resource type inside the try block. Why? Because we need to connect close the connections basically. So like that we can do it. Okay, I will explain. No issue. This is the try with resources. New syntax. So this is the resource type clonable within the try statement. The resource declared inside the try statements are automatically, this line you have to remember every time. The resources declared in the try statement are automatically closed when the try block it exit. Whether normally or due to an exception, you can catch exception and handle them in the catch block as usual. Okay, this is the things we have to know. So if you see here, like we have written one try and file input stream equal to new file input stream, and we have given the file name here, open connections, and this is the try block, and this is the catch block. So writing any classes and creating an object inside the try parenthesis, that is called try with resources. And here we have handled the exception also. Okay, so that whenever try block will completed, the final file input stream object is also closed. So that is the benefit we can get while writing an object inside the try block. What is the diamond operator? So diamond operator is nothing but basically the introduced in the Java 7, and it's a feature that simplifies the use of generic in the object instantiation. It allows you to instantiate a generic class without explicitly specifying a type of the arguments on the right hand side of the assignment. Before the diamond operators, when creating an instance of the generic class, you had to provide the type argument twice. You have to remember these things. Argument we have to pass twice. Okay, once when declaring the variables, and again when we instantiating the object. The redundancy could make the code verbose and harder to read. So that is something difficult, you can say, but let me explain it. Okay, so first I'm going to explain like what is the try with resources. Okay, and then I will explain like what is the diamond operators. Okay, so let me go to the Eclipse, and here what is the try with resources. For example, generally what we are doing is we are writing a try block and we are writing a catch block, right? And we are handing the exception inside this, and whatever the lines of the codes we feel like, okay, maybe here we got some exception, so those things we are writing inside the try block. Okay, so for example, I am writing one file input stream. Okay, f equal to new file input stream I have written, and I have given some file name here, java text.txt. So this is the file names I have given. Okay guys, and what basically I am doing is I have run this code, okay, and I forget to close this file. So f.close, because if you try to close it, f.close, even if you write f.close, you can't get anything, because you declare the file input stream inside the try block. So one try block will completed, this object will erase. Okay, so your responsibility is to close this object inside this only. So here only once your work is done, you have to write a close method and you have to close it. Sometimes we forget, so we are writing extra line of the code for the close. So this is the extra line of the code, extra line of code for closing the file input stream. So for example, if you don't want to write a new extra line of the code, and that is also not look good, right? So what we are doing is we are not writing f.close, and we are putting this line of the code only inside the try parenthesis. So after the try, you can give one parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis only, what you can do, you can create a object connection. So you don't want to write now you don't want to write we don't want to write f.close methods. Why? Because if you write any object inside the try with resources, it automatically closes. If you want to write one more object, you have to give the semicolons and you have to write again. So for example, file output stream I have to write, so file output stream O equal to new file output stream. Okay, and also you can give here data.txt. So separated with comma, I think it will not support. Okay, so you don't want to give separated with the comma, you have to write the semicolon, and both you can write inside the try parenthesis, so it will close it. And whatever, maybe you have a 3 object, 4 object, 5 object, you can give the semicolon here and you can write here only. So you don't want to write multiple times f.close, f.close, o.close, like that. Okay, so this is the one of the coding standard, you can say, so that you don't want to write extra line of the code if you write your object creation inside the try. Okay guys, thank you. Other thing is like what is the diamond operator? So diamond operator means right now everyone creating an object like that. Okay, let me create one object, integer, okay, list equal to new array list. So before Java 7 we are writing here integer. before Java 7 we are specifying the type safe or generic here also and here also. So basically we are writing at two places, integer, that is unnecessary. So in Java 7 they think like, okay, what we can do is we can remove this. Okay, no need to provide generic after the equal operators. Only you can specify before multi, which is list of integer, list of the string or whatever. So we can specify and we can do the operations with that, and we can store the data. So no need to specify here generic. So this is the improvement will happen in Java 7. So they removed the integer from here, that is called generic. And now Java 7 onwards we are writing like that. Previously we are writing here also integer. Okay, and after that we are writing like that. Okay, so this is the improvement will happen. I hope you understood, guys. It's an easy one only. So this is the diamond operator. So you can talk about map also, list also, whatever the collections we have. For that same things it will update it. Here you can see for the map also same thing. Previously we are giving this like a string, so you have to give the string here also. If it is a string, list of the integer, so we have to give here. But Java 7 onwards we don't want to give it. Okay, guys. Improved exception handling. So improved exception handling means Java 7 introduced the several improvements to the exception handling that enhance the flexibility and reliability of the exceptions related code. Here are the some of the notable improvements, like multi-catch block, rethrowing exception with improved type checking. Okay, precise the rethrow. So there is some of the like writing a multiple catch block also, it's possible after the 7 version onwards. Okay, and rethrowing the exception with the improved type checking, so that is also possible. So what basically is like while writing a try and catch, for example we are writing one try, so this is the catch we are writing. So it is possible to write a multiple exceptions here only. Okay, so this is the one try, and inside the catch we can write multiple exception separated with the this vertical bar. So what we can give, array index out of bound exception. Let me take this one. Okay, let me see first. So this is the things. So let me see like what is the multi-catch. So multi-catch means code that may throw the exception, IO exception and SQL exception. So handle the exception and SQL exception. So basically what we have to do is multi-catch block means prior to Java 7 you had to write a separate catch block. So before Java 7 we are writing a multiple catch block, and for each exception type you wanted to handle in Java 7 and later version, you can combine multiple exception type into the single catch block using the pi. This is called a pi symbol. This is known as a multi-catch block also. It reduces the code duplication and makes a exception handling more concise. Okay, so basically same things, but here like what we are doing is previously before Java 7 we are writing one more catch here. Okay, and we are giving some other exception name, for example IO exception, IO error let me give. So here if you see, so before Java 7 onwards we are writing a multiple catch block for handling the different type of the exception, but in the Java 7 onwards we are writing the exceptions with the help of the only one catch block. Okay, so we have removed this catch block, and first let me put this. Okay, so I have copied this one, and you can give here one pi and give the value. Okay, and here you can give q something, and also you can remove this catch. Okay, so like that we are handling the exceptions, okay, with the one catch only. I hope guys you understood what I'm going to say, but I don't know why it's not working for the Java 7s. Okay, let me give here SQL exception. Even I have written the SQL exception, that is also not supporting. So this is the one try, and what is the error? Multiple marker at the same time. The execution SQL exception is already catch, by the alternative exception, syntax error on the token. Okay, understood. So basically exception is a parent class of all those exceptions, so it will handle first. So no need to write the SQL exception. So what we have to do is we have to specify this exception after that. Okay, but after that also I have specified that is not working. Remove the exception, replace with the exception with throws. No, I want to put those boundaries, so I will go with the array index out of the bound exceptions, and A I will write, but somehow it's not working. Why? Try code that may throw exceptions and catch IO exception and SQL exception, handle the exception. Okay, so let me give the same thing. What will happen? So here we have to give IO exception. Okay, and that is the I, and this is the SQL exception, but still it's not supporting. Basically I delete this syntax error on the token I. We have to write a comma. No, so basically it's not supporting right now. It's a Java 70, so maybe the some improvement will happen. So because of that they will remove those things, but let me okay, you have to give only one pi, and this is the SQL exception, this is the IO exception. So IO exception or SQL exception. In middle of that you have to give IO exception, SQL exception. So only one variables we have to define. So same thing I have done also, I think. Give one pi, and it's throwing the exception. Both are throwing the exceptions. That will not solve our problem. So maybe the some improvement will happen, and they will remove this, because of the this is the confusing things and people will not understood easily. So maybe they will remove the multicat block. Okay, we can discuss later in the upcoming features. Rethrowing exception with the improved type checking. So here you can see we can throw the exception also inside the catch block. So this is called rethrowing. For example, in the try, one exception is throwing and we are handling the exception, and again we are throwing the exception with our custom some data. So that is called a what? Rethrowing exceptions. Precise rethrow. So we can create our own exception and we can throw it. So that is called precise. Okay. So Java 7 introduced the ability of the specify more precise exception in the throw. So you can go with this slide, you can understood very easily. Okay, fork and join framework. So this is something methods, it will very benefits, it will provided while doing the work with the multi-threading environment. Okay, this is the fork, join, combine, this is the important methods, we can discuss it. To use the fork join framework, you typically use this step. Define a class that extend a recursive task or recursive action depending on the whether your task is returns a result or not. Override the compute method in your subclasses. The method represent the main computation that need to be performed. Divide the task into the smaller subtasks using the fork method, and handle the base cause where the task is small enough to be executed. Okay, so that is the things we have to understand. And this is also a code, you can go through that and you can try to understand like how we have written for that. Okay, and this is the automatic resource management in the try statement. So we have already discussed like resource with the try 1, try 2, we can separate it the semicolons and we can write a multiple whatever the object we have inside the try parenthesis. That is called a automatic resource management in the try statement. Okay guys, understood? Okay, this is the syntax, you can see. Okay, so I hope you understood what are the features are added in the Java 7, and we can discuss some more about it in the upcoming classes. And please you have to understand Java 8, and Java 8 is really very important. Okay, so Java 8 is very important, we can talk about it. Okay, thank you so much.